Thanks for having me, Sam and Nick. Just wanted to maybe understand a little bit about the history of Building Inspectors Adelaide and how it started.
Well, it started about 15 years ago. I've been in construction for about 30 years, and then I went out on our own, and I could see there's a huge market within the industry to help people with their pre-purchase and stage inspections. Myself and Brian, another inspector who's out there at the moment, we've got Evan behind us, looking after the construction management side of things, and we've got Sam here, who looks after the office when it comes to all the office management and things like that.
And obviously it tells it in the name of your business what you do, but can you run through day to day what services you do provide?
Virtually do pre-purchase building inspection and stage construction inspections. We go out to site, have a look at the building process, produce reports, and this is well with the pre-purchase, pre-auction side of things when people want to buy a property. We go out there, look at the condition of the property and make sure that the house is okay for potential buyers.
Now, every business has their unique challenges. Could you run me through perhaps some of the challenges that you face?
The biggest thing that we've had an issue with is the industry being unregulated altogether. It's completely flooded the market, which meant that there are a lot of site supervisors that were putting their hammers down and wanting to get into the industry. So not only are we trying to rise above those people that are well and truly qualified to be able to be building inspectors, but also those that are constantly undercutting. So I guess that's the biggest issue that we have, that we're facing at the moment. But it's also about finding the right staff as well. We're having a real problem at the moment with finding staff that meet the basics of, being qualified and meeting our morals and our values as a business as well.
So it sounds like one of the big challenges is marketing yourselves as the qualified experts out in the marketplace. How would you approach doing that, and how have you tried doing that in the past?
We are members of professional organisations that hold us in high esteem, and we've been trying to replicate that and making sure that people are aware of that on online platforms such as Facebook and LinkedIn, as well as marketing material, so hard marketing material, going through organisations such as your banking and finance people. We've got some really good relationships there. And it's about our relationship with our real estate agents as well, and making sure that they're kept informed with all of the different services, and that we are their number one pick, both locally and within the Adelaide market.
So how have you approached the challenge of the industry being unregulated?
I think what we've done over the last couple of years is self-improvement. Each year we try and better than our licensing, everything else just through qualifications. That's how we sort of get ourselves in front of each of our competitors at this stage.
So that's what we're looking for, is someone like yourself, Gavin, to come in and really, pump it up a little bit and get us rocking and rolling in a market that's completely flooded.
So obviously you've identified marketing as one of your biggest challenges moving forward and in the past. Could you explain a little bit about what you've tried and what's worked and what hasn't worked, perhaps?
Very hit and miss, to be perfectly honest with you. We have tried multiple different avenues. We've tried print, we've tried radio. We have spent a lot of money on Google AdWords campaigns with various different contracting organisations, and really that's where the biggest spend has been.
And what about social media? Have you had much success there?
I love doing the social media side of things. I really do need, I guess, the expertise of someone like yourself to be able to show me the way. So I guess the question would be, Gavin, how you would be able to provide us with a little bit more impact out there.
We've had a little bit of a review of your online footprint and some of the marketing you've done in the past. One big thing for you is to look at your website. That needs to have a look at from top to bottom. It needs to be looked at from what your consumer or what your target is going to want to see when they arrive. It's going to be often your very first point of contact with your potential lead or client coming through. So you need to make sure that you present yourselves in a way that is transparent and exactly how you are, which is trustworthy, accredited, and can offer the services that you claim you can. So we would look at wanting to make sure that that's very visible, it's very clear, and you can also start to adjust some of your other advertising that you're already doing. So your SEO work, your SEM work, your search engine marketing, to ensure that that is driving the correct leads. You may not need to spend more money, but you might need to refine it down a bit.
How best would we be able to utilise social media platforms such as LinkedIn and Facebook?
So we always recommend looking at where your target market lies, because if you are looking at Facebook, you can get some really good awareness on Facebook, but it may not necessarily drive sales direct overnight. You can look at LinkedIn, because obviously looking at LinkedIn will mean that there's perhaps more professionals that maybe are looking to purchase houses and may require your services there. You can also run educational campaigns through those platforms, which might mean educating people on why you would need a house inspection, or perhaps why an accredited house inspector is important. And you can also get in front of a lot more people than you otherwise could by doing other marketing activities that might be not as cost effective. We would prefer to think of it more as an awareness campaign on those platforms, but you can drive sales and you should track those as well through your website and other mediums that you're using.
How frequently should we be posting on a daily or weekly process?
So we'd suggest engaging with someone to create a content calendar with you. So we'd be looking at days of the week, and it might be days when perhaps you have an admin day, and you can plan around those things so that you can then post regularly and frequently, but it has to be quality content. It needs to be something that your audience will actually appreciate seeing in their feed. It can't just be something that may not interest people, because they will unfollow you very quickly if that's the case. So we've given you a few suggestions today of what you could do to face some of the challenges that you're experiencing right now. So I'd like to give you a couple of weeks to mull over that, and perhaps we can meet up again after that.
That would be amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gavin.